That's right, guys. Welcome to the 14th season, 100th episode of Lasagna Thursdays Docu-Series with me, OG Simpson, and my co-host...
Reginald McDouble.
He's our guest. My name is Steven McNugget. And I'm your other host.
Yeah, other host. We also have the music DJ guy.
Also known as our disc jockey.
Larry.
Going steady with his wife for 14 years.
14 years, 10 kids, and 15 children. Don't ask what that means.
I think that was a little bit too excited for the podcast.
Did you say podcast? This is a docu-series?
Sorry, docu-series, my bad. I'll edit that out. Yeah.
Who's our editor for this?
Oh, I know about our editor.
Yeah.
Our editor... Oh, sorry, I was just adjusting us in the giant semi-truck that we record our docu-series in, that we stole from a local Target store. Do not tell them. We repainted the Target, so it has an arrow sticking out of it, so it looks like a real Target, so they'll never know the difference.
It's pretty big.
It is pretty big.
The
big truck.
Big truck.
Big truck, not compensating.
Just a little bit.
Big.
Small.
Truck.
Penis.
Hey, I thought we were talking about lasagna on this
Lasagna
Lasagna Thursday.
Sorry, that was out of line for our docu-series. Wow.
Oh, a Bugatti just drove by us. You know us. We're in the affluent Pennsylvania neighborhood. 110% Caucasian individuals dwell in this neighborhood. And it's very nice. We are currently trying to turn on the truck. Not sure how well this will go.
Yeah, just another click probably. That's good. Probably just leave it at that.
Is that the Mario Kart beginning sounds before the...
You can
know
probably
what I'm talking
switch
about?
from 1 to 3. Okay, so let's get into our first document that we analyzed on this.
Yeah, all right. So the first one we got here was a cease and desist
you can probably
from
just go to 3.
cease and
2,
desist from the McDonald's down the road. Apparently,
we ordered
if they don't have a drive-through, you can't make your own.
We also have ordered way too many Travi Patties. It was a problem.
Yeah, we were gonna do this weird. We saw this other podcast do this thing where they reviewed a Travi Patty for like one of their in season 1. It's kind of cool.
I'm pretty sure they got kicked from the platform though, so that was probably good because the Travi Patty goes against our Judeo-Christian ethics.
They'll never take over
because the black rapper shouldn't be online or have a platform anywhere.
Okay.
Let's take it over to DJ Larry. Lenny, lasagna.
I like it. My favorite part is the interplay between the cheese and the tomato sauce. See,
Some might call it foreplay.
no, sure. One thing that the first time I ate lasagna, one thing I wasn't really expecting was the pasta layer. See, the way lasagna is cooked, it's like the cheese and the tomato and the pasta are all still like smooth. Like I was expecting something hard and crunchy like, in India, but like it's good.
We love our diversity. Let's pan it over to our...
Except for me.
Yeah, let's pan it over to our guest.
So, as a philosophy major myself from Backwater College, I think it's called, yeah, of course I know what it's called. I went there. WCTC, it's called the Harvard of the Midwest. Great Ivy League. We don't talk about it much, whatever. But, do you think, either Lasagna Larry or anyone who else wants to take this, if you take 2 pieces of lasagna and put one on top of the other...
Oh, it's not this, is it?
Do you have 2 lasagnas or 1?
Lasagna.
I think I could be able to answer this. See, I also, too, I studied the philosophies of the pasta at an Italian school because pasta, I didn't like the Italians, though, too ethnic. But,
Don't know what that means. Let's continue.
But, one of the classes we took was lasagna and sexual education.
Yeah, no, I did that too. That was one of my
I
extracurriculars.
minored in that,
No,
actually.
no. So I wrote my paper at the end of the year on lasagna and sex ed and how they correlate. And my conclusion, my thesis and conclusion and all of my body...
Lasagna is what good pussy tastes like.
And all of my body paragraphs. And, I just copied and pasted the words over and over again. And it was these two short sentences. It was, if sex is like lasagna, I'm macaroni.
And you said that they passed you? I would expect nothing less from
See, basically what
the Harvard of
happened
the
was
Midwest.
our teacher was a little bit oriental.
I thought Oreos were an American company.
Yeah, but you know how China is with their knockoff brands. We should probably do a trade war and probably nuke them. Hiroshima and Nagasaki should happen again.
Speaking of lasagna, I'm not too familiar with this this docu-series.
Stupid.
The brain trauma that I received from Nam is coming back. But you guys seem like you're well versed in the realm of lasagna. Have you ever had a dessert lasagna? Where you have like Oreos instead of the layers of noodles, and then nothing else is different. It's just Oreos and tomato sauce.
See, in my studies, we called that kinky lasagna.
Let's patent it over to Lasagna Larry. As a lasagna expert yourself, having had cooked lasagna for 45 years for the homeless man behind your garage.
He's a very nice man
What a
because of
hero.
his wife, and he has a good, stable relationship because they both come from the same ethnic background.
The weird thing is, the homeless guy, sometimes he's in Josh's bed,
Josh?
which is kind of weird. And Josh is in the
his
bed.
son. Josh is his
Yeah.
son.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joshua Harnold.
Joshua Hard Knock
Hard Hot.
Hardy.
Hard noodles.
Actually,
Yeah,
every single one of Lasagna Larry's children are actually named after a different type of noodle.
Joshua, fettuccine,
Alfredo.
cookie dough.
Alfredo.
Rigatoni.
Alfredo.
Alfredo, yeah.
Fredo.
Macaroni.
Noodles?
And then you have noodles, of course.
Bow tie pasta.
Bow tie.
Does
Yep.
he wear a lot of...
Allow me to mention burgers.
Oh, angel hair. That's a nice one. It goes well.
Oh.
It's like a.
Does your son Bowtie wear a lot of suspenders?
No,
Hey,
he's not gay.
Hey, his son.
You see, I'm actually very relieved about that.
His son Bowtie.
I was too.
His son Bowtie is very.
I knew a gay guy. Keyword knew.
His son Bowtie is very developmentally delayed. All right, you can't be asking things like that. He's like a 4-year-old. He can't wear suspenders.
He is 4 years old.
I mean, we were upstairs in the second story. I never told you this story, Larry. We were upstairs in the second story of your house. The window was open, and he was in the way. So, hear me out. Sorry. It's chewing on some kinky lasagna. So I pushed him out the window. Did you find him?
Well, we've got a flat roof. I don't really like the angled ones. They just don't really fit my vibe.
No, I feel that too.
So is that?
And then all the rain just settles on the top, and then your house collapses.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, for sure.
But if
It's an aesthetic.
if you actually heated the house long enough and put pasta noodles on it, you would actually be able to make some pretty fire pasta, as in your house would actually be on fire.
What if your house, instead of asbestos, was just pasta?
Now, you guys may not know this, but having studied the philosophies of lasagna, Lasagna Larry here, he's a little bit modest and he doesn't like talking about it, but he's actually an expert of lasagna, and he's famous for his lasagna
And his humility.
So his house, actually, the reason it's flat topped It's because it's shaped like a lasagna.
Actually, lasagna noodles come in all shapes and sizes, which I don't actually appreciate. I would prefer if there was just one master noodle, just like there should be a one master race.
There are round noodles. There are square noodles.
But of
There are
course, those noodles should be straight.
naturally.
there are cylindrical noodles, and then there are the bad noodles, also known as
Curved or not straight or colorful. If they're colorful, I don't want it.
can't have
Which is
shit in
actually
Detroit.
why I'm kind of relieved that our man here
Reginald.
Date of birth.
Reginald
actually push your
McDouble.
son. Actually, push your son out of the window because your son was the one who was in bed with the
Homeless man.
who is also a minority.
I was
So,
covering for him.
It was probably good that because they had that externally marriage.
Didn't he say his son was 4 years old? Like
Yes.
now?
Nope.
So how
no,
old,
no, no.
how
Because they had those interracial external marriage relationships, it was probably good that he died.
Yeah, he didn't die though.
The homeless man?
It would probably be good if you gave him,
I attended
if you
his
gave me
funeral.
his name and address.
Wait, hang on. I'm just curious. So now Lasagna Larry said his son was 4 right now, and you said this was what, a year ago? So how young was this child in this bed with
He was out of the cradle by then.
He was 18.
you know, you guys might want to look for some legal help, because that seems a little bit concerning.
Well,
You guys know anyone?
Yeah, I know a guy. I know this well-respected attorney. His name is O.J. Simpson. He happens to be my cousin.
Oh.
Yeah.
You know, me being O.G. Simpson and all that. He had a high-profile case a few years back.
Oh, was it Bush in 9/11?
No, we resolved that. Guilty. So, yeah, it was a high...
Was it Hitler and his war crimes?
No, we resolved that. Innocent. Let's pan it over to Lasagna Larry.
But yeah, I attended that homeless man's funeral. It was very touching.
Guilty.
Sorry, you touched that homeless man when he was dead?
Me too. Let's pan it over to Lasagna Larry.
Kinky lasagna.
The other day I was going to a Tesco's and I was having a craving, so I bought some bagel chips. They're kind of like chips, but they kind of have the aesthetic look of bagels. They're really crunchy. I brought them over to work today. I would have had them in my lunch box, as they say, today, but I had already eaten them. I'm sorry about that. But I've got more at home. I also got some cookies.
Agreed.
Oh, with the cookies, do you make the kinky lasagna?
See, these are chocolate chip cookies, not Oreos. See, Oreos are a pivotal factor in the creation of a kinky lasagna because the black cookie, well, sometimes I prefer to use the blonde Oreos because that just settles with me better.
I couldn't agree more.
See, the golden cookie and the pale yellow filling, it bears homage to the first kinky lasagna made.
Which was when?
Ancient Greece. As studying the classics and philosophy of lasagna creation, I know that this actually happened in the famous book, the Aeneid. Now, as a master of just all of the classics, see, what happened is Aeneas, he's this feller. He's basically this god, and to conquer this new land, he had to create a lot of lasagna, and he had to sail across the ocean on the lasagna. Right? That was the only way.
Like
because
with a chance of meatballs.
Exactly. Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs is loosely based on the story of the Aeneid. Now, what happened is Aeneas, this man, he
Also
had no
pronounced
idea.
anus.
Yes, that is true. So
Unis honest. Is there a difference?
Anus had no idea how the hell to make a lasagna because nobody had made one yet. So he tried making one and he failed horribly. And then eventually he created regular lasagna, and that didn't work either. So what he had to do is he had to create the
Kinky lasagna.
he created the kinky lasagna from the dirt on the ground because dirt is the color of Oreos.
Isn't that how they made Adam and Eve? The sex store?
I don't know. Oh. I'm kind of interested now. Go on.
So Adam and Eve is a sex toy store chain.
Sorry, I forgot what I was going to say. So back to the chocolate chip cookies and why we can't put them in a kinky lasagna is probably because the chocolate chip cookies are very...
What if you
stop
like
talking.
chocolate chips?
Oh?
Interracial.
No, but I was saying it with the regular chocolate chip cookies. Yeah, I was going to say that. It's too heterozygous. I would like it more homozygous, not like homosexual. That's bad. Heterosexual would be better. But the problem is that it would be more like, in the grand scheme of things, when we're comparing lasagna to sexual education, we have to think of cookies and chocolate chip cookies as interracial sex, which I am very violently opposed to. I have actually shot 3 people because of it.
Funny thing, back in high school, I used to take, I was part of this club.
Adderall?
Yes, I took Adderall. Kids offered it to me on the preschool grounds. Anyway, and I was like adamantly opposed to it, and they shoved it down my throat. Now I'm addicted. But
Start early.
gotta start them early, just like with sex ed.
And lasagna education.
Yeah. So I was actually in the lasagna club back in my high school days, and I actually took with the renowned creator of the upside down lasagna, a naked mole rat named Groverfeld. You may have heard of him. He stars in this popular show along with a guy named Jonathan Arbuckle.
Now, I'm sorry for my friend Simpson over here. That's young Sheldon that he stars in.
Yes.
I'm sorry, my friend has some...
They make lasagna.
My friend has some severe learning disabilities.
I do.
Um,
I do. But
well,
the upside down lasagna was actually a pivotal creation in the Western society.
See, he thought he was eating some kinky lasagna.
But actually was Australian.
No, it was some slutty Australian lasagna, and that just messes you up in the head.
I think it's we just looked at the clock and
I think it's time for the end card.
It's time for our
truck fell.
Thursday's lasagna fact, taking it to Lasagna Larry for our lasagna fact.
Special lasagna fact of the day is brought to you by Totes and Moats.
They have the best pasta sauce. The sauce and the sex of lasagna.
Defense.
You can store your moats in a tote, or totes your moats in a lasagna sauce.
It's actually just portable water.
It does function as a fleshlight. Now let's bring it over to Lasagna Larry for our lasagna fact of the day.
In 1949, when Joseph Stalin tried to create a snickerdoodle-based lasagna, he was shot for his crimes.
Could you pronounce the name of the lasagna again?
Snickerdoodle is lasagna.
No, just
How would you say it in Russian?
Brings tear to my eye, the beauty of that language. Snickerdoodle lasagna.
It hits me so hard. I'm also hard. Let's pan it over to our co-hosts. Say something.
End card.
Yeah, end card. I agree. You know how I never like to say.
Thank you for listening
That'll do
to
it.
our
Nope, that'll do it.
lasagna